Hey everybody, it's the Atari 2600 Nerd, and today we're going to do something a little bit different, as I like to call it as the Atari 2600 Nerd Plays. This will not be a review or anything about these games. Lately, I'm going to go through every game that I own in my collection, even if I add new games, like I do sometimes, I'll still keep making more parts. So, I have a lot of games, so this is going to be a few parts. Just like the Atari Flashback 8 review, that was like a few parts, but this is no review. This is just gameplay of me playing certain games and what my thinking is. But before I want to start, I want to tell you guys the first time I actually really ever played an Atari 2600 game, you know. And, so, I had, my first experience with Atari was, I was probably about like 3 or 4, I think. I was really young. I think it might have been Christmas or my birthday. I can't remember. It might have been my birthday, because I remember getting other stuff, and somebody at my aunt's house got me this a console I'd never seen before. It was the Atari Flashback 2, and I never seen this. Like, my young mind never seen a console. The only console I was familiar with would be the Nintendo 64 or the PlayStation 2, because those were the consoles we owned at the time. And I was just like really surprised, and like on the box, like it shows you like Pitfall, Centipede, Fatal Run, Asteroids, you know, like, all the great games. And I was like really surprised to see this. And I remember because going in the next room, my aunt's living room would be here, and like the other room that had their old TV in there wasn't right there. And we walked over there, and my dad was hooking up the Atari, and like all my other cousins and stuff were just like kind of sitting back and watching. And I was like really excited to see what this console was. Like, I never seen an Atari, so the joystick was new, everything was new. Like, all these games I never played, I didn't even know, because I was like at a young age of like 3, or like 4, I don't even know. God, I couldn't even say. I don't know. So but yeah, I was really excited to watch and like play, and I think that when he finally got turned on, like it wouldn't be. I don't think it was really that much pain to get hooked up, like because it was AV, so AV stuff doesn't really have a problem with, you know, like getting in there. But I remember when it finally got on, and I think the first game I ever played on it was Adventure, and I never seen anything. All it started up, and it was a little square with a castle that was yellow. It's like, oh, that's a castle, and that's yellow, and like, you know, so it was like I could recognize what this was. And I made it suck at first, but hey, I mean, I was really young, and then, you know, later on I started to get better, and, you know, so, but then I kind of didn't really like the Atari, because, as a young kid, I always hated loud sounds, and Atari is really not that loud, but my grandpa, he used to always have, because around this time I was still living with, at my grandma's house with my mom and dad. And he used to always turn up the TV like probably like 100 or something, and like the Atari games would be, you know, like really loud. And you know, I never liked any loud sounds, any of that. So yeah, but years later, I was looking around YouTube. So this was like kind of still the early days of YouTube for me. This was probably like 2010, I think. I was looking around on YouTube, and I was like looking through, and I found this game called Pitfall, and I was like, Pitfall? I was like thinking to myself, and it all kicked in. It was like, I remember that game, because like that was a game that was on the Flashback, and I loved it. It was a really fun game, and I like watching it. I was like, oh my god, I remember all these games. I seen like all the other games, like Adventure stuff. I was like, I remember those. Because I think Pitfall was the other one. Haunted House was another one I played too. Second one also, Haunted House 2 I played. Centipede I played. Yeah, a lot. I didn't play all the games because I didn't understand them, but that's okay. But yeah, I was like really really enjoying those games. But yeah. So, but yeah, and I wanted to look for Atari, so the next day I went back over to my grandma's house, and me and my grandpa were looking around in the basement, and like this little storage area they had. It's like a crawlway, so you know, we were looking around, we couldn't find it, so I don't know what happened to it. And then a few years later, it was like 2015. I went to Dollar General, but the one that just built not too long ago by us. You know, now it's like everywhere. Like back then, like when I was growing up, there was like one Dollar General, and like now it's like Dollar Generals are everywhere. It's crazy. And so basically, they had this one. It was called the Atari Flashback 5, and I was like really excited to get it. But it was like $60. So me and my mom made a deal. If I save up my money, which I did actually, I waited for a few weeks to save up some money. She would take me to go get it. And one day, these few days, my other aunt was moving out of her old house, and she needed help. And I was like, well, hey, if she paid, like she said she would pay us. And after that last day that she was finally moving out, she paid me about $60 for helping. I was like, when I had the money in my hand, like, Mom was like, do you want to go to Dollar General and get the Atari? I was like, yes. Like, my mind was like gonna go crazy, guys. Like, my mind was exploding. Like, I was so excited. I was like jumping up, back and down, like in the back seat. I swear, I ran into the Dollar General and I looked up. They still had it right there, $60. Like, oh my god. And I did get it. I loved it. I played it. I think I played the crap out of that little system until it died. The night it died, it was Christmas Eve. It was really kind of sad. It's like, we were sitting at my aunt's new house. I was in the other room with a TV. I was like, I got to play this. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. I was going to play some Adventure. And all of a sudden, the game started frozen up. And, like, the colors and stuff, it just wasn't going to work. I was like, no. It really sucked. It was kind of a little bit of a sad thing because I really love playing with that console. I mean, I played the crap out of it. But, So, and then a few years later, we go around a garage sale one summer morning. It was a really nice day. It was a weekend at my dad's house, but me and my stepdad and my mom, my little brother, we were going around the neighborhood, and there was this garage sale, and I said, okay, let's go around this garage sale, and hold on, I gotta fix my TV. And I went up, and I was looking around, and I see this box, and it says Atari. I was like, wait, what? And it said Atari Flashback 2. I was like, oh my god. I was like, Mom, can I go see it? I did. And she's like, yeah. I was like, oh, I seen it. It was like $5. I had like $10. Like, oh my god, thank you. And I checked. I mean, they didn't have it plugged, but I had like a few extras. Like other plugs that worked into it fine. And I was like so happy. I bought it. I just was like playing the guy. I literally, once they left, I went back to my dad's house. I was like running with the box. I was like so excited. Like finally hook it up. I hooked it up. And guys, I was so happy to be finally playing the original one that I used to have. So, and now, that summer, I bought the original Atari 2600, which is right here with me right now. My good old Atari 2600. But yeah, no, that is, my first experience really playing with any Atari 2600 game. So, yeah, I think we're gonna start with the game. So yeah, let's get on the show because this is gonna be fun.